Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds has become the first voice from the Labour Party to speak out following the decisive US airstrike on Iranian nuclear facilities, making it clear that the United Kingdom is prepared for any eventuality. During an appearance on GB News, Reynolds acknowledged the growing unease among British citizens after President Trump confirmed that the United States had carried out a highly successful operation targeting 3 strategic nuclear sites in Iran: Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. The secretary stressed that it was entirely understandable for many people across the country to have woken up feeling concerned and questioning what consequences this military action might bring. In an effort to offer reassurance, he noted that the British government has taken precautions in anticipation of a potential escalation in the region. While clarifying that the UK's armed forces were not involved in the strikes, Reynolds confirmed that contingency plans have already been activated to respond to any developments. He explained that Britain has long been preparing for complex scenarios, including the evacuation of British nationals from areas that could be affected. These plans cover the evacuation of individuals from Israel, the Palestinian territories, and, although less likely, from Iran. The government has already deployed teams along the Jordanian and Egyptian borders to facilitate land-based evacuations and is currently in talks to arrange repatriation flights from Israel when conditions allow. Reynolds also warned about the threat Iran poses to the UK's national security. He stated that although the UK has not taken direct part in this particular military action, it remains crucial to prevent the Iranian regime from acquiring nuclear capability. He emphasized that there is no credible justification for the levels of uranium enrichment Iran has reached if its program were purely for civilian purposes. On the question of whether the UK's threat level might need to be reassessed, Reynolds said that the matter is under constant review. Without going into specific details, he cautioned that the Iranian regime's activities within the UK are a regular concern for British intelligence services, who deal with such threats routinely, beyond the current period of heightened tension. What's your take on Secretary Reynolds' remarks? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. In other news from the UK political scene, Reform UK has reached a new milestone, recording its highest level of support in the polls since its founding. According to a recent opinion survey conducted by Ipsos and published last Saturday, the party led by Nigel Farage has significantly overtaken the Labour Party, positioning itself as the political force with the greatest public backing in the country. The poll, which surveyed 1,180 British adults between the 30th of May and the 4th of June, places Reform UK at 34% in voting intentions. This figure not only marks the best result Ipsos has ever recorded for the party, but also reflects a major shift in the UK's electoral landscape. With this score, Farage holds a 9-point lead over the Labour Party, which trails in second place with 25%, its lowest share since October 2019. The Conservatives are in third, with just 15%, their worst showing in an Ipsos poll to date. The data also show the Liberal Democrats polling at 11%, the Greens at 9%, and all other minor parties collectively at 6%. Following the release of the survey, Nigel Farage celebrated the result on social media, highlighting that the public now genuinely believes Reform UK can win the next general election. The party's new head of strategy, Dojzia Yusuf, also described the 34% figure as a decisive breakthrough, stating that a parliamentary majority is now within reach and that real political change is coming to Britain. A seat projection carried out by Electoral Calculus, based on the polling data, suggests that Farage could win over 400 seats in Parliament, enough to form a government with a majority close to 200 MPs. In stark contrast, the Conservatives would be reduced to just 6 seats. However, analysts caution that national polling does not always translate directly into parliamentary seats due to the nature of the UK's electoral system. Further findings from the Ipsos survey reinforce Reform UK's momentum. The party is retaining 95% of its 2024 voters, while both the Conservatives and Labour are holding on to only around half of theirs, 48% and 54%, respectively. Part of Reform UK's rise is explained by a mass defection of voters from the traditional parties. Some 37% of former Conservative voters have switched to Reform since the last election. Labour has also experienced losses. 12% of its 2024 voters have moved to Reform UK, 8% to the Liberal Democrats, and 5% to the Greens. Regarding public perceptions of political leaders, Nigel Farage currently holds the highest satisfaction rating among the main party figures at 34%. However, his net approval remains negative at -5, with 49% of respondents expressing dissatisfaction with his leadership. Nevertheless, his standing is significantly better than that of his rivals. Keir Starmer holds a net satisfaction of -54, and Conservative leader Ken Badnow is at -49. Only 29% of Conservative voters said they were satisfied with Badnow's performance. Gideon Skinner, Senior Director of UK Politics at Ipsos, analysed the results by emphasising that the past year has brought about profound transformations in the national political landscape. This is the first Ipsos voting intention poll since the election, and the data clearly show how dramatically things have shifted. Skinner noted that Reform UK's sustained growth is largely driven by the high level of enthusiasm within its base, particularly among working-class voters, and its ability to attract support from both Conservatives and Labour. He added that there remains deep disappointment among those who backed Labour in 2024, and that, according to Ipsos research, public scepticism around key issues such as the cost of living, immigration, and the state of public services has proven difficult to overcome. At present, the public does not believe the Labour government is delivering the tangible changes it promised during the campaign. This perception is reflected in low satisfaction ratings for both the government and the Prime Minister, which, while not the worst Ipsos has ever recorded, are well below average for a government 1 year into office. What are your thoughts on these polling results and Reform UK's rise? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't already, support the channel by giving this video a like and subscribing for more updates on British politics. See you in the next video.